Everybody in my house had experiences throughout the years.
On the bed and I would see people walking by the door.
Cleansing to me is a lifestyle.
The house that we moved into in 1989 was extremely haunted. Everybody in my house had experiences throughout the years of full body apparitions.
Sean had started, and I helped him, and then we started a team, and it's been wide open ever since.
We are all over the place. We do tours, we do speaking events, we have a paranormal radio show, we do speaking events at libraries, we do readings, spiritual readings, we do healings, we do cleansings, we've even done exorcisms.
The Ghost on the Green at Huntington College. You know, a lot of people think Huntington College in Montgomery is the Red Lady, the story of the Red Lady. And to me, the biggest story is the Ghost on the Green. We've seen it a couple of times. It's a very uneasy feel there, and it's a really good story.
You know, once you experience things and continually experience things, because once you can go away, you know, you can reason it out of your mind. Twice may be a coincidence. 3, 4, 5, and then 700 times, you can't do away with it. I think that seeing is believing.
One of my earliest experiences was growing up, and me and my brother shared a room together, and he would sometimes sleep with the door open. And I remember I would always sit up in the middle of the night. It was like I would get up around a certain time, but not 2 or 3 a.m. like associated with the ghost stuff. I would just always wake up and feel like something was watching me. And whenever I would look, I would sit up on the bed and I would see people walking by the door. And I called them like the waving people or the light people. They would just walk by the door, and sometimes they would stand there and wave at me, and I would just hide under the covers.
We lived in apartment 12F. And before that, we lived in an apartment that was like 4A. And it's actually a combination of 2 different experiences that happened in both of those apartments. So I don't know if it was the apartment complex that was haunted, if it was something in my house that was haunted, and I just took it with me when I moved, which is more what I'm thinking. Water would turn on and off by itself, but it only would do it when it got a certain temperature and when I was touching the water. Like if it got so hot that I would touch the water and it would scald me, it would turn off. But if somebody else did it, it wouldn't do it. My husband could never take a hot shower. If he could go first, he could go last. And if he turned the water on, it would immediately get cold after 30 seconds. But if I turned the water on, it would stay warm for 40 minutes.
So I dress up in the makeup, and I had personal experiences on the tours. That year that we set out to do the tour, a year before that, we actually did all the research and we went and investigated a lot of the places. And I would go downtown at night, late at night by myself with a piece of paper, and I would walk around, get familiar with the stories and doing the tour. And I had one of the experiences, which is one of the stories about the lady in white. I actually encountered her and saw her.
We had a picture fly off the walls or fly off the shelf and crash, and it was a picture of him. And so I actually had a dream about a little girl that was standing over me, and she was scared of my husband. And I told her she didn't have to be scared of him, that he wasn't going to hurt her. And when I woke up from that dream, all of the activity stopped. And I actually had gone to an antique store that day, and I walked into the back room of that antique store, and there was a photograph on the wall of the girl that was in my dream.
There was one incident where we were dealing with a low-level possession. We had done an investigation, and one of the people that came along with us, she kind of encountered something, and it kind of took over her, and she started to tremble and shake and get really, really ill. So I was able to step in and kind of remove that negative energy from her and heal her.
What I have learned since then is you pretty much don't get rid of ghosts. Well, it depends. If it's an object that they're attached to, if it's a person they're attached to, if it's the land they're attached to. But you can kind of control the amount of activity that goes on a lot of the times. So if you're just real assertive and, hey, knock it off, cut it out, or whatever stuff, a lot of times it'll die down.
Being in a paranormal group and doing this to help others, it makes you feel well-rounded, and it also makes you appreciate the little things of, I guess, life and death. A cleansing is getting negative energy not only off of you or off the items or in your house. Is a lifestyle. A lot of people have to live in a certain lifestyle. Prayer with props. Keeping your house positive, keeping your energy positive. You know, when two people argue in a house, it sets off an energy. And if you walk through it, you can tell that somebody's been arguing or upset. And you just basically cleanse that energy to make it a lot positive.